Good morning. Just wanted to make a quick statement before we jump into the video. So I feel like I've been reading a ton of comments in regards to people being fairly impatient in regards to when to buy and sell into crypto. You have to consider that this to me is a hobby. And with that being said, I'd like to make money within crypto. So in order to do that, I wait for the best moments to invest in. I'm not investing every single day. I'm not using major margins. We'll leverage trade every so often, but we have to wait for the perfect time to be buying in. Once that time presents itself, that's when you buy into the market. That's when we make quite a bit of money. Now I'm noticing, and I'm getting fairly excited that time is approaching very quickly, and that within the next couple of days, we may see a massive run that we haven't seen in quite some time now. About a month of bear market, 2 months of bear market. It's time to see some volume swinging us up to the upside. So with that being said, stay along for the ride, enjoy the ride. We're gonna be there very soon. Otherwise, let's jump into today's video. Cheers, and let me know if you guys like these type of intros. Peace. What is going on YouTube? Hayden Schreier making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we have a ton of important things to discuss with you guys. Besides the fact that we're starting to see a slight reversal happening within most of the cryptos right now, they're kind of bouncing off the bottom that we hit. You can see most of these coins are up about 0.5%. You can see that Bitcoin is in a very interesting bearish fractal right now, kind of breaking below where we saw yesterday, as well as XRP's chartings as well. I'd like to discuss with you guys and kind of figure out as to what's happening next. We're also going to be looking at Litecoin and Ethereum and an article covered by Cointelegraph in regards to Bitcoin price clinging to 8K as analyst warns the market has turned bearish. So definitely some interesting news. A lot of people are becoming quite bearish, which is a good thing in a certain way. I'd like to discuss this more with you guys in a couple of minutes. You know, we've left off yesterday in regards to whether or not we hit the rock bottom. Did we hit the bottom? Are we going to head lower? Things like that we have to discuss because, as you guys know, Bitcoin is at a low right now, but there are some certain patterns that we haven't really discussed yet that I think would be quite useful for you guys in regards to getting ready for this bull run coming up fairly shortly. Otherwise, if you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and remember we do a giveaway every Friday for a free $25 of Bitcoin. All you have to do to enter is comment hashtag CryptoTV down below and make sure to smash the subscribe button. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. So where do we begin? This is definitely a tough one in regards to what to talk about because there's so much going on right now. You'll notice, like I said in the intro, that we were talking about the bottom on XRP, so I think we'll continue off that and talk about whether or not we're going to be seeing lower lows in XRP and Bitcoin right now. As you guys know, I've been discussing mainly and figuring out mainly the pattern that's happening on Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin is basically the ultimate factor leading to whether or not we're going to be breaking higher or lower. You can see Bitcoin is number one, and majority of these coins pretty much are in sync and trending the same exact way. So that's why I find focusing on Bitcoin a little more important than some of the other cryptocurrencies. So what we're starting to see now, and I definitely, switched up my charts a little bit. So after yesterday's video, I noticed that we were needing a small adjustment to the descending fractal that we were having right here. Slightly adjusted the resistance at the top, slightly adjusted the support at the bottom. Even though I did adjust them, we still decided to break bearish. We still decided to break through our support right here, as well as the support on the purple uptrend or resistance, how it's looking today. But you can see we kind of caught a support right here, and this is at around 8,017. And I also wanted to point out the massive descending triangle forming on the relative strength indicator that I feel like is fairly important that I didn't talk about in the past couple of videos, but I feel like I need to mention and bring up today. So the pattern that I'm noticing is not only are we extremely overextended on the MACD, so that blue band is really far off from that orange band, which would indicate a bullish cross if we saw the blue band cross over that. But they're really extended right now, which means we could be seeing it, continue to climb up. So the thing that I want to focus on right now is due to the fact that there is a descending triangle, it's pretty much pushing this coin lower. It is pushing Bitcoin lower, and it is pushing us to lower lows. This is not necessarily a bad thing, because I do think that once we enter the oversold market right here, that's when we'll see that spring in volume and shoot us up to higher levels. Now, who knows when this will take? You can see, even though we consolidated yesterday and saw that retracement up yesterday, we're still heading lower on the RSI, currently at around 35 out of 30 being oversold, or out of, around 30, 29, 30 on the RSI being oversold. So I think we're going to continue to head lower. It only makes sense, but we're getting very close to that breakout happening. And I believe once we do, that's when we're going to see that rise up, and I'll obviously be pretty much trading this coin on DueDEX, which I'll explain in a minute. Otherwise, I just want to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, Bitmins, guys. As you know, Bitmins has been a repeated sponsor on today's channel. Huge shout out to them once again for pretty much offering a massive platform as well as another way to make money here in the crypto space. So for those of you who don't know, let me fill you in. Bitmins is a digital diamond collectible that pretty much company is backed on the blockchain technology, which means each each digital diamond is a one of one, which means each one you purchase is only that one in existence. So kind of like baseball cards, you have one, they become highly collectible. This is a one of one, which means once you have it, it then starts to regain value. So the way they do this is because there are certain ones that aren't in circulation yet. Those will be once again added, but due to these being the originals and being the first ones out on the market, based on their ID number, based on their color scale and crown, these will retain the most value compared to the ones that will be released at the market value of $10 a piece. You can actually buy those newer ones at $10 a piece, or they also offer on their marketplace Bitmins that are on sale right now that people are selling for quite a bit more, due to the fact that these are the one of one in uniqueness, and they are one of the first Bitmins that have been released to the market. They will retain the most value and increase the most in value based on their purity and their color scale. You can see these, which started off as $10 for people that purchased, are now selling for upwards of $400, $300, or 300 euros, 357 euros, and they regain quite a bit of, of price. I actually have a bunch myself. I'll pull up my Bitmins in a second, but they're an awesome exchange and are basically an awesome website that allows you guys to get involved into crypto in a different way. If the market's not treating you that well, this may be something to consider. In terms of a small investment, as you guys know, you can actually wear them on your Apple Watch or your smartwatch, which I will be making a video for Bitmins fairly soon. But you can see these are actually my Bitmins that I've purchased in the beginning of February of 2019. You'll notice they have increased about 1,400%, 1,500, 1,600%. Starting off at $10 a piece, they're now upwards of $157 to $130 per Bitmins. So they've increased quite a bit. It's definitely something to consider. The first link in the description. Otherwise, let's jump back into the current technical analysis. So I wanted to, like I said, discuss with you more so on the fact that it looks like we're still on track. Yesterday, we were seeing a small reversal upwards. I was considering shorting this coin, and I still think I should have. It was just like last minute, and I didn't realize that we were actually retesting the top of the resistance. I had no idea that we were retesting this because I had to adjust the downtrend. But now that I see that we broke bearish, you'll notice we started to see a quick recovery upwards, which was getting me kind of weary in the fact that we may break outside of what appears to be this major descending triangle right here. You can see that right there. But what's happening right now is we're consolidating out, and we actually are starting to pull back down. Ultimately, what we're doing, and with this consolidation, we're immediately moving the RSI up from being oversold. We're getting back inside what appears to be a downtrend, but we're getting very close. The fact that we only moved about from 8,039 to about 8,080 we moved from a oversold of 17 all the way up to an oversold of 27. So there's a big move just in a small 4-hour leap like that. And we're pretty much getting ourselves ready for the daily to become oversold. And we're getting very close at that. And by the second we do become oversold, I will be using DueDEX. For those of you who don't know what DueDEX is, it's the second link in the description. This allows you to leverage trade. I have about 70 people that have signed up to DueDEX already, and they are probably making a killing and getting ready for this massive bull run. And I highly recommend you guys take advantage of this too, because the second the coins start moving up, you're going to wish you had signed up for here. This allows you to leverage trade on your position. So if you only have $200 opened, you can actually leverage it by 5 and make that $200 $1,000 just by moving it to a leverage trade like this. Obviously, there's more risk like this, but there's a lot more profit that can be made as well. So you can trade this all the way up to 100 times. And the second I see a bullish signal, I will be buying into DueDEX and leverage trading this position as well. And you guys will see that as well, showing you guys how easy it is to use. And we'll be making quite a bit of money here on the channel. So definitely pay attention to that. Also, you guys can short the crypto, which is what I wanted to do when Bitcoin was retracing, but I totally, missed that because I didn't have the resistance and the bearish fractals correct. But you'll notice based on previous movements, you can see how perfect we pretty much are getting lined up to here. We're getting very, very, very close to hitting that oversold. The second we do, I am buying in. That's why I'm super pumped on that. You guys have to pay attention. I wasn't expecting the market to move up much higher due to the fact that the way Litecoin was looking is we already kind of hit the top. We've already trended up. We've already hit the top at 64. Now we fell all the way to 55. I think we're going to fall lower. That's why I wasn't anticipating Bitcoin or Ethereum to head up higher due to the fact that Litecoin was already starting to bounce lower and head lower on the RSI as well as on its price. We hit the top of its resistance and it looks like it wants to consolidate lower, which is unfortunate, but I'm expecting retracement. You could see basically breaking resistance and falling to lower levels. It seems like we hit some sort of support on Ethereum. You can see if we scale it out, we've definitely hit a support right here, but it's very small and I wouldn't be paying much attention to Ethereum as much as they would be Bitcoin and XRP, more so Bitcoin than the other cryptos, because those of you who want to invest in XRP are looking at this chart. You're not going to really see much information. Not much information is being displayed on here. You can see there's an immediate downtrend, but you can see we're hitting a support. We broke above the resistance. Now we're trending higher. Now we're coming back down, and now we're kind of just flatlined out. So there's not much movement here. The one great thing that I want to discuss with you guys is in the fact that we did fall all the way back down to our support, which was right here in the 24-cent region. Now, I've been saying we were going to break down to here as soon as we are up at 27 cents. I was expecting to see the coin fall all the way down here due to the fact that we've been in this channel quite a lot before. We've been trending in it all the way back here. You can see it being a resistance and a support in between here. And now we finally decided to break back inside of it. You can see this candle wick right here. There's a lot of signals that show that this was a channel that we were going to get inside of and hit the bottom of. That's what happened. So everything is becoming oversold. Everything is becoming overextended. The price on the 4-hour for XRP is seeing a bullish cross, which might send this coin up ever so slightly. But the main focus is on Bitcoin right now. The fact that Bitcoin on its daily is seeing a very, very, very open move on its MACD as well as on its RSI, and you can see how on the 4-hour we're seeing a slight bullish crossover, actually similar to XRP, but we don't look great yet. The fact that we just broke back inside of a major downtrend, a major daily resistance, is something to keep in mind. You can see right here, there's clearly what's going on. Major support, major resistance. You can see these purple and orange lines are acting as supports for a potential descending triangle. There's a good chance we're going to break through here. There's a really good chance we're going to break through resistance right here and fall to where we were previously. You can see that in the past, we've fallen to around $7,500 before seeing any sort of massive rally. And you can see previously in the past, we've seen two major rallies in the past, shooting us up from 7,400 all the way to 10,500, and from 76 all the way to 13.7. So this is definitely a very, very, very strong support. And there's a good chance, based on technical analysis, based that we can go lower on the RSI. We're probably going to see this $8,000 being broken and pulling us down to around 7,600 before seeing that massive rally upwards. You could also consider that on the 4-hour, We do need that consolidation. There's a good chance we're going to consolidate it up into here, being into the 8,000. This is probably another 2 to 3 days, which would move us back up. We're going to hit resistance, and then there's a good chance we're going to fall lower inside of here, consolidate into maybe the beginning of December, and then see that massive break that we've been waiting for. But it's literally any day now. The second we see this pull, the second we see this break, I'm getting involved into where it's at DueDEX, and I'm going to lever this about 10 to 25 times around $1,000, and we're going to see. I'll take the risk, and we'll see what profit we can make off DueDEX. Otherwise, guys, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Huge shout out to Bitmins for sponsoring today's video. Otherwise, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.